Hi, boys and girls. So, we are starting on Module 11, Lesson 1 today. So, this is our very last math unit that we're going to do for the rest of the year. It's the last concepts we're going to use. And I think that I've saved the best for last because this is my favorite one to do. So, let's get started. I want if you have a plain piece of paper that you're able to jot down some questions that I'm going to ask you, some answers to questions that I'm going to ask you, that would work the best. I'm going to ask you to write a couple of equations, but if you don't have a piece of paper in front of you, that's okay. Just call out the answers when I ask them to your computer or your device, and you can pause the video to give yourself more time to think about it. So let's get started. I want everyone to take a look at the screen, the picture on the screen we have here. Just take a second to make some observations. What do you notice? I'm wondering if we step on each of these lily pads, how many frogs are there total on the 4 lily pads? If you know the answer, call it right out or write it down on a piece of paper. How are we going to figure out how many frogs are on all 4 of the lily pads? Are you ready? So, I'll tell you what I did. I know that there's 2 frogs on each lily pad. And so if we're going to start on this lily pad, we have 2, and then we're going to take another jump to the next one, and we're adding on another 2, which gives us 4. Another jump of 2 gives us 6, and another jump of 2 gives us 8. So 4 jumps of 2 is 8. If you have a piece of paper in front of you, or you can just call it right out and tell me what you would write down if you had a piece of paper, I would like you to tell me or write an equation that would show the jumps that we just made. Is there an equation we could write that matches the jumps we made to figure out the total number of frogs? All right. Does your equation look something like this? I put 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. This is 4 groups of 2 being added together, right? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's look at another one. How could we figure out the total amount of frogs for this picture? So, this picture, I'm noticing when I first look at it, we still have 2 frogs on each lily pad, right? We could skip count by 2 on all of the lily pads to figure out the total. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Now I would like you to write an equation or call out an equation that would match the picture we have. to figure out the total amount of frogs. We figured out that it was 18 frogs. Okay, does your equation look something like mine? I have I have 2 plus 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 2 equals 18. This is, whoops, this is 9 total jumps of 2 together is 18. One more. How many frogs are on one lily pad? How many frogs do we have right here on this one lily pad? I'm looking at it like I look at a dice or a domino. I'm seeing 4 and 1 in the middle is 5. So we have 5 frogs on each lily pad. How are we going to figure out the total amount of frogs? Well, first I'm going to count how many lily pads we have. We didn't do that last time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would take an awfully long time to go through and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? To count each frog individually. But we know we have 5 frogs on 10 lily pads. What is a quick way that we could figure out how many frogs are on each lily pad? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip count because I know we all know how to skip count by the number 5, right? We've done that a lot in the classroom. I'm going to skip count 10 times the number 5. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. We have 50 frogs. Take a minute to write or call out an equation that would match the number of frogs, would match this picture, the number of frogs with lily pads. All right, so that took a little bit longer, but let's take a look. Did 5 plus 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 5 is 50. 10 groups of 5. Each 5 represents one lily pad. So we added 5 10 times, adding 5 frogs on 10 lily pads. And we know that the total is 50. We did not have to go through and count each frog by ones, right? We know there were 10 lily pads, 5 on each lily pad. So the quick way to add all of those frogs together would be to skip count by 5 for 10 times.